Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for another plan with me. It is that time of the week again to talk through everything that I'm laying down with this absolutely beautiful kit from Two Little Bees. I can't think what it's called, hopefully it's been on the screen. Do I have the stickers next to me? No, I don't. Oh yeah, it's called Hot Cocoa, sorry. It is a gorgeous kit. It's funny because I really do associate rose gold with as an autumn colour foil. However, this is definitely a winter kit, so I thought, it's... Oh, sorry, that was just my page catching on the phone charger. It's a very different feel of kit to... so I used a Purple Crafts by Towie kit the week before, and then a sort of pink and yellow Miss and Meow kit the week before that. So this is a very different feel. These colours are much deeper, much more sort of rich and warm, and it's just a really, really gorgeous kit. The artwork is very soft and almost sort of drawn and watercolour rather than some sort of harsher clip art. It's really lovely, and this week I actually did things a bit differently. Because I loved the headers in the kit so much, I actually used them on top of all my full boxes, and I've pretty much stopped using headers altogether. So that says quite a lot about how much of the kit I wanted to use. I really like the headers, so I made sure to pull those in every day. My preference would have been to have the headers under the date covers. However, she's changed. I don't know if this is for good, but for this kit, the date covers are not the standard size. I personally don't enjoy that because I like it to fit into the square shape at the top of the page. I don't like having things that you kind of have to play with. I just want to put my date cover down and move on, but that's just me. I know a lot of people love doing quite different fancy things with their date covers. I'm just not one of those people. It's a practical element of the spread for me. It's just somewhere to put the date down. So because it was sort of like a weird shape, it was almost like a swatch. I didn't feel I could do the sort of static decoration that I'd done at the top because I thought it would look a bit strange. So I just thought, you know what, I'll make them look like they're all hanging from the top of the page. So nice excuse to use the bow hanging things from the Give and Go, because I never use those. I'm not very good at pulling them in to sort of make boxes look a bit different. I'm just not very good at remembering they're there. That was all I could think to do with it. I struggle with some of the changes that seem to be happening with certain elements of the kit. It's a real personal preference, but I don't like these date covers. I'd much prefer something that fits in the box to give the top and the bottom of the page that clean structure. But yeah, definitely personal preference, and I know a lot of people feel very differently. So yeah, that was pretty straightforward. Then in the top corner where I'm marking the month, I just pulled in a load of deco from the kit. I thought that sort of window shaped box was really cute, but I wouldn't be able to write on it. So I thought, you know what, I'll just pull it in to the top corner, and then at least I've had a nice way to use it. I don't actually love how all of that came out. It's a bit, it's fussy whilst at the same time being quite blank. I don't know what I could have done differently. I don't think the mug fits, like the hot chocolate in the mug. I don't think it fits, but I don't know what I would do instead, because I did want to pull that in, but it's not my favourite. I wish I'd have done something different, but hey ho, that is how it looks now. As always with Two Little Bees kits, I've just pulled in that bow divider thing that comes in her kits. They come with two now, but I only need one. I always have to pull it in because I think it's so cute. And then I'm just laying everything down. I actually pulled in, you'll see now, this full box that's in the shape of a clipboard. I haven't figured out anything to write in there. I think I was going to write, I don't know, something to do with Wendy probably, or maybe something to do with work, but I didn't in the end. I just I just really like the box. I thought it looked really clean and really neat. I'm really happy with the sidebar. The only thing I would change is the way I did the month, but apart from that, I think the sidebar looks really neat and really clean, and I like it a lot. So then this is where you can see me putting the headers down. I just thought they were really pretty. I couldn't decide between the headers that you're seeing me lay down now and the pink ones with the line across the top, because I do really like that clean style of header, but it was just too close to, well, it will have been the same pink as the date covers, and I just didn't think it looked right. And again, I wanted to do the headers under the date covers but couldn't because it just didn't look right. So those are the headers that I pulled in, and then I used a single foil line divider to kind of create a barrier between the header and the full box, because I didn't want it to look like it was an extension of the full box, because they don't match, it's not seamless. So I just wanted to put something in the middle to break it up a bit. I really hope that makes sense. I'm sorry if it doesn't at all. But yeah, this is not how I usually lay down my full boxes at all. And I do really like it. I don't think it's something, I mean, I do this a lot. I say, well, it's not something I'm going to do frequently, or, it's not something I'm going to do going forward or whatever. And then I end up doing it again. But it depends on the header. If the headers in the next kit are just as beautiful, then I'm going to end up doing it again. But I prefer the look of them all along the top under the date covers. So I'm hoping if I like the headers in next week's kit, which I think is a Miss and Meow kit, then I'll do it that way round rather than like this. I think this type of header works particularly well on the boxes that just have a picture in the middle. So the box that I used on Monday and the box that I used on Friday, I think look the best with these headers, because you're not moving from one floral pattern directly into the next above. I just think it caps off the box very nicely. So that's what I did with my full boxes. Sorry, I feel like I spent the last what feels like about 20 minutes talking about headers, but it's probably only been about 3 minutes. But that's what I did with my headers this week. So this was our first full week with a puppy, and this is two people that have never had dogs before, certainly never had puppies, and oh boy was it an experience. She is sat next to me right now being all cute. She's asleep, she's twitching. You would not think that we'd had the week we had last week. So Monday, I was up early. I wanted to walk her around the garden, get her used to, where she's supposed to be going to the toilet. The garden's a bit of a mess right now because we're having some works done. So I just kind of wanted her to get comfortable with her space and know kind of where she can walk around. So I took her out to the garden. I deliberately agreed a schedule with work. I'd booked a few half days, and then they've kindly allowed me a schedule to work to, so that I'm only in the office for half a day for the next few weeks while she's really small, to get used to me being out of the house. So on Monday I had taken a half day, and then I just popped into the office in the afternoon, and it became pretty evident that wasn't necessarily going to work. On Tuesday I'd kind of gone through, and in the morning I was like, hey, this is what we're going to do, this is absolutely what we're going to do, this is how we're going to follow everything through. Oh no, dogs don't work to that at all, especially when you can't properly walk them because they haven't been fully vaccinated. So I had another half day, and oh my gosh, I went into the office. I'm just marking with the bone there, I'm just marking the story I'm about to tell, and then I had a complete emotional breakdown that night. So I was at the office and I had to take a load of post out, and I looked at the camera. I shouldn't have done, that was my fatal mistake, but I looked at the camera and she looked like she was trying to get on top of the crate, and there's nothing that you can do, you're out. So what am I supposed to do? All I've done there is create a situation where I freaked myself out. So then I leave it 5 minutes while I'm in the queue at the post office, and then I look at my phone again and I see that she's on the floor outside of her playpen area, and all that's going through my head is, first of all, how did she make that landing, because it's like a 3-foot fence, and she's 9 weeks old, and have I left anything out that she could possibly get her hands on, eat, hurt herself on? Oh my gosh, everything was going through my head, and I couldn't leave the queue in the post office because I have to do my job. I have never been so distressed in my entire life. I honestly, the drive home was awful. I will not have driven well at all. And then I got home and, was sort of in full panic mode, and I just sat down and burst into tears once I knew she was all safe and secure and fine. I just couldn't handle it at all. So I just cried and cried and cried and cried and cried. My husband was like, oh, this is not what I thought getting a dog was going to be like. So yeah, that was quite the experience. And then on Wednesday, I tried a few different setups. I worked from home all day, and I moved her pen around and I moved her crate around and sort of tried different ones, but she got out 3 times in a row. So we just both agreed to get rid of the pen, just have her crate all nice and set up in the kitchen, and she can have the whole kitchen, because I just, if she did anything to her legs trying to jump over that fence, I would never forgive myself. So that went pretty quickly. And then conveniently I had a counselling session on Wednesday night, and I just bawled and bawled and bawled and bawled and bawled. And it's mainly coming from a place where I just want her to be happy. I want to make sure I'm making as good decisions as I can for her to live the best life she can. And in order to do that, she needs to get used to being on her own. She needs to get used to there being restrictions, training. She needs to be safe. But it's really difficult in the early days to sort of get that through your head and not just want to have them in your pocket all of the time. It's very difficult. And I wasn't anticipating that emotional element, but there we go. So it just sort of got progressively better throughout the week. Still a lot of tears, but a lot less stressful. My grandma's sister recently got a dog, and she's been really helpful talking through things with me that I might want to do myself, and giving me tips and tricks and things. So that's been lovely. I had a chat with her on Friday, and I've really been making the most of my bubble baths, because she, makes it difficult for me to have any alone time. So then on Saturday, oh my gosh, in the evening, Lewis had to babysit, and I've never known anything like it. I've never received so many stressed out messages in my entire life. He hated every second of it and just could not cope. So I ended up having to leave work early and coming home, and I just had to give him some time on his own, because he just was so distressed over how much you have to be watching the dog, and when she gets upset, doesn't like certain things and all that kind of stuff. So he did not cope at all. And then on Sunday, I took her to a friend's house. My friend cooked me and some other friends lunch, and we played board games all day. And Wendy came with me, and she had an absolute whale of a time. She loved it. She slept so much. She loved playing with everyone. I took her out just to have a little sniff around the area, and she just loved it so much. So that gave me quite a lot of confidence with kind of being able to include her on things that are outside of the house moving forward. So thank you for joining me. I hope you're not sick of hearing about the dog yet. And I will see you in the next one, in the next plan with me. Bye.